How often do you check your phone for notifications? Be honest. Could you stop if you tried? A bill in this legislative session proposes to regulate social media feeds, along with restricting push notifications for minors, and it's already generating plenty of discussion. From rallies on the Capitol steps to meeting with legislators, stakeholders are finding many ways to work their bill and make their voices heard.
It's just the chance to have that galvanizing moment where we're chanting and the music's playing and we can really recognize the force of the people that are invested in the issues we're here talking about.
Senate Bill 5708, a bill requested by the Attorney General, is titled Protecting Children Online and would ban what some are calling addictive feeds.
I had the privilege of working alongside you guys last session on one of my biggest legislative priorities, and we are back at that fight in 2026. To have the legislature pass and to have the governor sign the Protect Washington Children Online Act.
First introduced in 2025, Senate Bill 5708 didn't pass in the first year of the biennium. But in Washington's 2-year legislative cycle, that means it's still alive in year 2. If passed, the bill would ban personalized social media feeds for minors, meaning no algorithm-driven recommendations, and limit push notifications during school hours and late at night. Fun fact, legislators don't know everything about every topic. So when a bill raises complex issues, committees hold work sessions to hear from experts and advocates on both sides. Work sessions are another way to work the bill, sharing ideas and expertise with those who have the power to write the law. We don't know exactly why the bill did not make it through the legislative process in 2025, but to address at least some of these concerns, legislators scheduled a work session where stakeholders laid out their arguments, from concerns about algorithmic feeds to free speech issues.
I was one of the primary leaders who built Facebook's advertising system, including the ability to measure the impact that ads have on people. We could measure precisely how the newsfeed ad could change someone's perception of toothpaste. And we built a cent-a-billion-dollar annual revenue business on the premise that advertisers could reliably prove that their content in the newsfeed changed how people felt and what they bought. If we could measure that level of influence from paid content, imagine what organic newsfeed, content that people spend hours a day consuming, does to shape beliefs and behaviors. I know these algorithms are powerful because they helped to build the systems that proved it. Before I left, I presented leadership with concrete options to study the potential harms of algorithmic amplification. They said no. They chose growth over understanding whether their products were hurting people. This wasn't ignorance. It was a deliberate decision to prioritize engagement over safety.
We fundamentally disagree with the idea that personalization automatically equals addictive or dangerous. That framing is popular, but we don't believe it's accurate, and it risks pushing policy in the wrong direction. Personalization is how modern technology helps people find what's relevant to them. Personalization is how we get people to those new restaurants. It's how colleges recruit kids that might not be aware about the opportunities that are available to them. And it's how people discover apprenticeships, job openings, or career paths, even in the trades.
The Constitution draws a clear boundary around one role the government cannot assume, and that is deciding what lawful speech minors may access. Despite this constitutional framework, states across the country have enacted laws that place the government in the role of gatekeeper over minor online experiences.
After the work session, we spoke with former Meta employee Kelly Stonelake and her 12-year-old son, Ames.
I'm lucky to go to a school that phones aren't allowed on campus. This bill would really help kids who don't have that privilege to not get alerts at school and have that urge to check their phone and have FOMO. It makes me happier to know that everyone can be present.
I think that it would be good for everyone to limit their access to algorithmic feeds, addictive algorithmic feeds, but if you think about other industries like gambling, cigarettes, tobacco, we do give adults the liberty to choose and make their own decisions about what they engage in. The reason that we legislate and protect kids from opting in to experiences and products that are known to cause harm to at least some is by making that something that you have to be of a certain age to opt into. And so I think that makes, from a personal standpoint, I would support it for everyone, but from a thinking about actual legislation and what makes sense to balance kind of liberty and access, I think it really makes sense that this is about kids.
The next step for the algorithmic feeds bill would be a vote on the Senate floor. Along with the AI chat bill that we talked about last week, this bill is part of a bigger conversation in Olympia about how and how much government should regulate teens' social media use.